Thanks again, Pat. I'm here at Express Ranches in Yukon, Oklahoma with Kevin Hafner, Vice President of Operations. Thanks for having us today, Kevin.
Welcome.
Tell us a little bit about Express Ranches.
Express Ranches is a family-owned operation owned by the Funk family, Bob Funk. It actually started in the late 80s. Been on a pretty fast track. Right now we are the largest seed stock operation in the United States, but our challenge with all this has been keeping it with a lot of quality, and I think we've done a decent job with that.
Typically your bull sales that run through here, you guys run 3 different sales a year?
We'll sell bulls the first weekend in March, follow that up with the grass time sale the end of April, 1st of March. We've also incorporated now a sale in New Mexico. Then we'll have a fall bull sale in October, so we're actually having 4 bull auctions a year.
What we wanted to come here and talk about today is Mixed 30.
In the last 36 months, incorporated our own commodity division for our growing yard. At that time, in working with our nutritionist, he suggested that we look at Mixed 30 as a conditioner, not only conditioner, but get some nutritional punch, get some value. We've been using it since the day we started, mixing our own rations, and have been very, very pleased.
What types of rations are you including in there at the grow yard?
We don't go speed to speed for gain. We use a lot of roughage, a lot of forage. I'd call it minimal quality. We're running 13.5% protein. It's a cotton burr, corn-based ration. But we incorporate your Mixed 30 as a conditioner, and I've got along really good. I like the component of having some nutrient value with it, and like the fat.
From a cost-effectiveness standpoint, Mixed 30 is obviously fit into your ration.
We're looking at putting just a regular molasses conditioner. For a few extra pennies, we can add the Mixed 30, and again, just get more bang for our buck. I think that the fat component has done a lot for us in the feed yard, just by increasing efficiencies a little bit, getting a little more gain out of them.
That's another thing that we see with this fat in Mixed 30, particularly from a physical attribute standpoint. You can really tend to see a change in the way those cattle look from an outward appearance. Have you guys ever noticed any of that?
Oh yeah, I think our phenotype, hair coat, thriftiness of the cattle, I think we've increased that with using Mixed 30.
In the feed yard out there, you guys just developing bulls or developing heifers, both?
We get all the wean calves off all the locations, and so my crew, their job is to get those cattle started, going, get them up to a year, get all the scan data taken, get their yearling weights taken, and then we disperse them out. That's where it's critical that we have quality feedstuffs and we go right from square one on the right kind of rations.
Where are your levels on Mixed 30 in those particular rations?
Depending on the various rations, but we're at a 10 to 12% inclusion. Probably a little higher than normal, but we're such a high fiber cotton burr base. We're wanting a little extra bang there, so we actually step it up just a gear.
In using Mixed 30 in your ration, putting that feed into the bunk, is it making it more uniform from beginning to end?
Using Mixed 30 as a conditioner has done a great job for us. You know, again, simplicity. It's been great for dust control, been great for fines, and so, I mean, it's worked great on that side of it.
From a shrink standpoint, Mixed 30 is going to be pretty minimal.
Yeah, we've noticed no significant shrink, you know, at all.
Out here in central Oklahoma, the wind's always howling. Have you seen a difference in the way that feed will help your overall ration?
Today the wind's howling at 30 mile an hour out there, and that's a challenge when you get inclusions of 4 to 10% of a dry mixture. That's what's nice about this. We can hold that, we mix it in the wind. We don't have the problem with the fines and the particles. This really helps us bind that and make a good ration that'll go in the bunk.
From a labor standpoint, has Mixed 30 changed anything there for your hands?
No, I mean, Mixed 30 was a real good fit for us. I mean, very minimal expense getting it set up. The challenge that we started off with is Oklahoma, we get pretty cold in the winter, and I wondered about the flow and all that. The way we've got the system set up, we've had no troubles with that. So, I mean, as far as adding any labor, other than conventional molasses mixes or whatever, not at all.
In Mixed 30's protein profile, it will classify under the all-natural program. Does that make a difference in your program and the way you're developing these bulls and heifers?
Oh, it does. I mean, I think as time goes on, the all-natural programs are going to be more and more important. That gives us another tool in our toolbox to go back to an all-natural product that we can get the same results from.
In your high roughage rations, what's been the specific idea behind using that instead of a higher concentrate type of a ration?
You know, Joe, we've tried a lot of different rations, and again, everything that we do is based on 2 things: obtaining performance and the bulls going out and working for people once they get off a high concentrate diet. That's always a challenge in what we do because we try to maximize gains to a point. Yeah, we could build a hotter ration, we could get more gains, we could get more IMF, so on and so forth, but I mean, our end result is trying to get those bulls in shape where they go out and work for people from Central Florida to Northern Oregon. I mean, and that's the challenge we've got. We usually sell bulls into about 30, 35 states. And so it is somewhat of a challenge trying to develop those cattle and keep them sound and keep them going and have a product that they like. I've got a lot of the bigger outfits now that'll actually buy a yearling bull. They buy them 6 months out, so if they're going to use them in May, they'll buy those bulls in October. Condition them, keep them on their place, get them acclimated. I mean, I think there's some real merit in that. Along with saying that, I mean, it still falls back in our hands as to how to develop them to that year of age, and I think the Mixed 30's helped us in that.
When these ranchers are buying these yearling bulls and they're taking them home, what kind of steps do they need to go through to prepare these bulls to go out on the range and start covering cows?
Sure, and that's been a big challenge for us, Joe. I mean, a lot of times the bull's bought here on the 5th of March. They wait a long time before they turn him out and turn him out on the 6th. So that's always a challenge. But a guy that takes those bulls home, again, our ration is not that hot. We haven't been stepping into these bulls very hard. But, you know, the thing, I guess the one misnomer that I see out there in the country more than not is the guys will take them home and they really don't know how to feed them. And the challenge is you're talking about a bull that's still growing. He's going to be growing for another 2 years. Just to meet maintenance, I mean, those bulls still need some feed and taken care of. If they'll take those cattle home, get them turned out in a large grass trap, still keeping them on, you know, 1.5%, 2% of body weight until they turn out, that does a really nice job. The main thing is get them acclimated, is get them turned out, get them used to the rocks, wherever their conditions are, get them used to that. And if they can have a 30 to 45 day period at least before they kick out, it makes a huge difference.
It's just like a transition period for me or you coming from Illinois to South Texas. We need a little time to adapt.
That's right. Some need more than others. So, I mean, that's where getting those cattle acclimated is a big deal.
Well, Kevin, we appreciate you letting us come out today and visit. We sure enjoyed your information and look forward to coming back.
Appreciate you coming by.
Thank you, sir.